Hi guys, today we're visiting FareShare, a charity that's all about food. Let's go and find out.
FareShare is a really simple concept. Essentially, we capture food that would have otherwise gone to waste and we redistribute that to charities, community groups who support vulnerable people in need. So the community groups and charities that receive our food are working with people from across all different types of backgrounds. Could be homelessness, could be breakfast and after school clubs, could be domestic abuse, drug and alcohol. Essentially anyone that's working with vulnerable people in their community, we're able to provide food to. We are supporting over 5,500 charities across the UK, which means that we're helping to provide food for about 26 million meals. So that's, I think it's about 500,000 people a week. So yeah, it's a lot of food. So last year, FareShare UK managed just over 12,000 tonnes of food, which sounds incredible, I know, but there is about 270,000 tonnes of food that's fit for human consumption available. So we're doing about 4%, so there's a lot more that we can do, and we'd be able to do that if we had a lot more people helping us, like volunteers. I think interestingly, food waste is becoming higher and higher on people's agendas, whether that's as consumers or the food industry, and that's generally because people want to do the right thing. They want to make sure that all good food is eaten rather than going to waste. So FareShare works with various partners across the food industry, I think it's about 450, to help them identify where surplus is occurring in their supply chains. That then means we can capture that great in-date food and pass it on to people in need. We all have a role to play, consumers at home as well as the food industry, and we're all trying to do our bit. So we work with partners across the food and drink industry, so everything from the farmers at the field all the way through to the supermarkets. And we work with most of the major supermarkets. Here in London, we're particularly closely affiliated to Tesco, Co-op and Asda. I think as a business in the food and drink industry, everyone works really hard to make sure that there isn't waste created, because that's money being spent that ultimately has to be passed on in cost somewhere. So I think everyone does what they can. And what we say at FareShare is let us help you as a food business to identify that waste, and then help us to make sure that that food waste is passed on to people in need. If you think about where food comes from, obviously resources, water, fertiliser, etc., goes into producing that food. So making sure that we produce the right amount in the right quantities is important. And then, yes, obviously, if the food has gone all the way through to the point that it's been packaged and put on shelves, you've then got the additional packaging, etc. So that's why we say that food that's fit for human consumption should be passed on to people who can consume it and eat it, rather than all of that stuff being turned into compost or other energy sources. Yes, that stops it from going to landfill, but actually if there's people in need, then let's make them able to eat the food. I don't think there's a perfect organisation, because there's always more that we can do, but we will work with anyone in the food industry who wants to be open to making sure that they're repurposing their surplus food and feeding, vulnerable people. Anyone who's listening today who wants to get involved in food waste or feeding people in their community, there's lots of different ways they can get involved. One of them is obviously becoming a volunteer for FareShare. We have 20 regional centres across the UK, and we rely on our volunteers. We call them our food heroes, because it's really without them that we couldn't function. As consumers, we can all make a difference. Try to buy what you need, try to use what you have, and be creative. Think of those recipes when you look at those things in your fridge, and make something exciting and interesting.
Hi, I'm Chrissy B, and my show is all about improving your mental health and being happy. Join me every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 10 PM on my channel Sky 203. Visit chrissybshow.tv for more information and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chrissy B Show. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Chrissy B Show, and on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show.